There is a scene in Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds that does more to explain human prejudice than most sociology textbooks. It takes place in a French farmhouse in 1941. Colonel Hans Landa, an SS officer known as the Jew Hunter, sits across from a farmer named Perrier Lapidite. Landa is not threatening him. He is not shouting. He is having a conversation. And in that conversation, he delivers one of the most chilling speeches in cinema history. Landa compares the German people to a hawk. Cunning, predatory, precise. Then he compares Jews to rats. He asks Lapidite a simple question. If a rat walked into this room right now, would you offer it a saucer of your delicious milk? Lapidite says no, probably not. Landa smiles. He says these words. You do not like them. You do not really know why you do not like them. All you know is you find them repulsive. That is the heart of the speech. An honest confession about irrational hatred. Now here is what makes this scene so brilliant. Landa is not saying Jews are rats. He is saying that humans treat certain groups the way humans treat rats, with automatic disgust that requires no justification. And this is what makes the speech disturbing. Not because Landa is wrong about human nature, because he is right. Think about rats for a moment. What has a rat ever done to you, personally? Probably nothing. Yet if you saw one in your kitchen right now, your reaction would be visceral. Disgust, fear, the urge to kill it or flee. Now think about hamsters. Hamsters are also rodents. They also carry diseases. They can bite. They can spread bacteria. Biologically, a hamster is not very different from a rat. Yet we keep hamsters as pets. We buy them little wheels. We find them adorable. We post videos of them eating tiny burritos. The difference is not biological. The difference is cultural. We were taught that hamsters are cute and rats are disgusting. And once that association is learned, it feels like instinct. Some people will object here and say, but rats spread the bubonic plague. They killed millions. And yes, that is historically true. Rats carried the fleas that transmitted the Black Death across Europe. But here is the problem with that argument. Dogs have also killed humans throughout history, through rabies, through attacks, through disease. Yet we call dogs man's best friend. Mosquitoes have killed more humans than any other animal in history. We do not have cultural rituals of disgust around mosquitoes. We just swat them. The plague explanation also ignores the fact that rats are not uniquely dangerous. Mice carry hantavirus. Bats carry rabies. Pigeons carry fungal diseases. Birds carry avian flu. The natural world is full of creatures that can make us sick. Yet we single out the rat for a special kind of hatred. Why? Not because of biology. Because of story. Because the image of the rat as filthy, sneaking, villainous has been passed down through generations. It is cultural inheritance, not rational assessment. This is exactly how racism works. A child is not born hating another race. They learn it. From jokes at the dinner table. From the way their parents lock car doors in certain neighborhoods. From movies where certain accents belong only to villains. From news coverage that shows crime one way for one group and another way for another group. By the time that child is an adult, the hatred feels natural. It feels like common sense. It feels like instinct. And like Landa says, they do not really know why. They just find them repulsive. The farmer Lapidite is not a Nazi. He is just a man trying to protect his family. But he hides a Jewish family under his floorboards. And Landa, knowing this, uses the rat speech to force him into a choice. The speech is not just philosophy. It is a weapon. It says to Lapidite, I know how you think. I know how all humans think. You will betray these people because deep down, you do not see them as fully human. And Lapidite does betray them. Not because he is evil, because Landa understood the mechanics of prejudice better than most. So what do we do with this? The first step is honesty. Next time you feel an automatic negative reaction to a person based on their race, their accent, their clothing, their neighborhood, stop and ask yourself a simple question. What has this person ever done to me? Has a member of this group ever done anything to create this animosity I feel? If the answer is no, and it almost always is, then what you are feeling is not instinct. It is not logic. It is not experience. It is a cultural script that was handed to you. And scripts can be rewritten. Tarantino does not offer us a solution. He just holds up a mirror. And the reflection is ugly. The rat speech works because we recognize something true in it. Prejudice is often not loud or violent. It is quiet, automatic, and feels reasonable to the person who carries it. The scariest part of the scene is not Landa. The scariest part is realizing that any one of us could be Lapidite, sitting at that table, nodding along to a monster because he said something that felt true. The good news is this. If hatred is learned, it can be unlearned. The same cultural machinery that taught us to fear the unfamiliar can teach us to embrace it. It takes work. It takes humility. It takes the willingness to admit that a feeling you thought was yours was never really yours at all. But it is possible. The The first step is to see the rat's speech for what it really is. Not an attack on a particular group, but a mirror held up to all of us.